Episode 2 begins right where Episode 1 left off, with the kids blasting through hyperspace on a path to they have no idea. And so Wim, smashing on the controls, knocks them out of hyperspace, and now they're floating in the unknown regions, only to find out that they're not on this ship alone. And enter SM-33, the pirate droid looking for the captain of his ship.
Captain! Captain!
Do everything around here.
Luckily, fast-thinking Fern steps in and assumes the role of captain to utilize this droid to get them back home. Or at least, so they think, because when they give the coordinates to this droid, he has no idea where At-Aten is.
Tell me, where is it that you call home?
Just back where we came from. It's At-Aten. Where we just were.
Can't say I remember no At-Aten.
So now these kids being lost in outer space, it starts to set in, and so they decide to go to the only place that Smee does say, which is a spaceport, to get directions to At-Aten. And then we come to these security droids who are investigating where the starship had taken off from, and they find Wim's dad. And even in that one scene, it really hints at there's something really suspicious about At-Aten, that starships cannot go in or come out, that no one is permitted to leave, no one is permitted to come. They've been completely isolated from the outside world. So who's in charge here? What's going on? And how do they maintain all of this? I think this is going to be a key to the entire show moving forward. Let's hop back to the kids as they're walking around and investigating on this ship, and Wim finds the captain's quarters. Wim is enamored by this adventure already, hoping he can go anywhere in the galaxy, excited by the prospects of this adventure. While Neil just wants to go home, he's afraid he's going to be in trouble. He wants to follow the rules, and so they pull up to the spaceport. That this is guarded by cannons and guns. This is not just your average spaceport. There's something much more nefarious going on here. And this is where our adventure continues as our crew of 4 start to find out they are a far, far way from the home they grew up on. And we get yet another hint that these kids have no idea what they're doing, as the credits they hand for the taxi driver sends him off howling because he's so excited to have a shiny credit. But this is no place for kids. This is a spaceport for pirates, and they're going to try to find directions. And along the way, they find out that their homeworld is hiding something really, really important. The kids, unfortunately, stick out like sore thumbs here on this spaceport. They don't belong here. This is a place maybe of scum and villainy, not a place for children. But they quickly get separated as Wim and Neil look for some food, and quickly everything goes south when Wim flashes some more quote-unquote Old Republic credits when paying for his food, and it makes all of the pirates wonder, where did he get these shiny credits from? There's something going on here. And as the girls try to find directions, they find out a very deep secret about their world.
Girls, whatever you're running from, you need a much better story than At-Aten.
But it's true.
Really? You're a couple of Linderlings from the lost planet of Eternal Treasure.
Lost planet? Eternal treasure? Help!
So not only have they been shielded on At-Aten from the rest of the galaxy has been looking for At-Aten. The mystery has grown to be, hey, there's buried treasure. There's unfathomable wealth here on this planet. And out of everyone in the galaxy, who do you think would most want to know about that wealth? Pirates. So how are the kids going to get out of this one? They're going to rely on SM-33. And so SM-33 shows up and he gets the kids away, tries to get them back to their ship, and realizes that they're not really pirates.
Why did you bring us to a pirate port full of pirates?
Because we are also pirates.
We are not pirates.
You're not pirates?
We're kids.
Ultimately, this is what's showing. The droid thinks that they are pirates, brought them to this place to try and fix the ship. Right then and there, Smee is put down and the kids are thrown into the brig, where we come across Jah-Na Nawd, who I think is the pirate we saw at the very beginning of episode 1 when the whole show opened. He was the captain who led them on an expedition on a failed mission to find credits. And as a result, a mutiny happened. He was thrown into the brig, and now he's been waiting there. And yet, he seems to have possible Force abilities by pulling the key off of the key ring all the way to himself. So why did Jod wait till now? If he could have taken that key at any time, why now? Well, he's got exactly what he needs. He's got a ship, he's got a crew, and he's got treasure. He's probably hoping that he can ride this ship all the way back to the homeworld of AT-ATN, where he can uncover the biggest treasure of all, possibly winning back his crew by sharing that with them, or maybe just keeping it for himself. Either way, this show is headed down a treasure hunt mystery journey, and I'm interested in it. I think it's fun. I think it's interesting. I think it has some really cool elements to it. If you don't think too hard, you don't push too hard. This is a far better show than some of the shows we've gotten. We're getting actual chemistry between characters. We're getting multiple storylines told in a really smooth, cinematic, fun way. We're not jumping all over the place to this place, to that place. We're actually telling a coherent story and building some of these mysteries up. We're not revealing them in the first 30 seconds of a show. Instead, it's building to something more. This is what happens when you hire competent writers and competent directors to actually make the show. Now, it's not perfect. There are things that I would love to see a little bit more of and maybe a little bit less of, but overall, I think this show is pretty solid and it's interesting to me. I'm looking forward to see what comes next. Now, if you've made it all the way through to the end of this show, I appreciate you. If you want to check out my first episode breakdown, you can click right here. And if you're looking forward to more Skeleton Crew and Star Wars content as a whole, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'm going to be covering tons of stuff around the show, especially a deeper look into AT-ATN. Guys, thanks for being here. I'll see you over on that video. Remember, the Force will be with you always.